Welcome back. We're here at school. I'm joined this evening with my main man, Esquire. This guy, he knows what's going on. We want a 1v1 at school. Winner gets at least 20 points. But how's it going, man?
It's going pretty good, Dave. Exciting game one. Looking forward to what game two will hold, given that these teams now know sort of how the placements are shaping up and what they need to strive for or continue doing to lock in a good placement for tonight, as well as continue to progress their season stats with the Auzom Premier League. So yeah, definitely excited to see how things go. We're gonna have our players loading onto the plane here right now. And yeah, let's see what sort of a plane path we have, Dave.
Yeah. And just to keep the crowd out there up to date, make sure you check them out. Auzom.gg _boards. This is lobby red. So if you were interested in kind of checking out all the squads and whatnot, the scores are being updated. All right. So into this game, I want to say this is almost identical to game one's flight path. Almost.
Yeah, almost identical. I mean, it's going to be going essentially from the northwest corner to the southeast, but with a more, an angle geared more towards the northern half of the map, Dave. We're not going to see the military base really come into play unless teams decide to travel there. But right off the bat, we see Optic shooting over to their North Georgia pole. We still see our boys Fozu, Carbon, Master Nook going to the South Georgia pole slot, as well as the God Squad aiming for Zarky this time, now that the plane sort of allowed for a better Zarky drop. But yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of the same areas being taken. I don't think we're going to see a lot of early contest. It's a pretty spread out drop, Dave. I think, this is pretty standard for what we're used to seeing.
Pretty spread out. It looks like actually TLC, they might be going military base once again. I wonder if that's just their default strategy. I'm going to be curious to see. I mean, we might even see the same kind of plays from game one, but looking at this Zarky being looted, actually, not something you always see. I guess after that first game, they're like, hey, we never know. So Zarky being utilized.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe God Squad's thought process here is North Plane, North Circle. So let's prepare and fingers crossed, boys. But yeah, we see Ghost Gaming heading to Severny again. No real contest in these major areas. Pachinki is left alone for all of FlyQuest to loot up. And Dave, look at that circle. After a first game circle being so water heavy, I think the teams are breathing a sigh of relief after seeing
Yeah.
this one.
Smack in the middle. So this right here, you already see TLC. They're heading down to military base. They know what's up. No one's over there, so they're gonna get all that loot. And when it comes to transitioning into the circle, it's gonna be a lot smoother this time around. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Okay, yeah, there you go. There's a bridge. It's gonna be interesting to see if another squad actually, makes the same decision to go down there as well. But so far it looks like everybody's pretty content. Smack in the middle though, I'm loving it. This is gonna allow so much time to kind of get as good a loot as you can get, the most optimal amount.
Definitely, and a nice late parachute coming out of the Liddy crew right there by one of their teammates, able to get a little bit more information as to where these teams were dropping. But yeah, David, we're going to start to actually see, I believe, that would be Affinity moving in again on this eastern edge of North Georgia pole towards Optic, and that's something that they did last game. They didn't really get in any engagements, but they definitely pushed that, and they have Swifty Q up there on the mountain just north of North Georgia pole, kind of scouting out and trying to secure a compound. Looks like he's going to roll up to one right now and see if anyone has decided to stake their claim. 1 second while this building loads in, and there it is.
Yeah.
Swifty Q is pulling inside, realizing that no one is inside. So this might be somewhere that they look to loot. It's not in the circle, unfortunately, so I don't think they're going to be staying there too long.
All right, so we got a little time here. Everything is pretty peaceful. I want to get your take on at least this lobby in particular, without being biased or anything. I'm just curious. Name only. I'm only asking you the name. What name do you like the best out of the team names here tonight? Because we have some new ones. We have some new team names that at least I have never seen.
Okay, so if we're going based solely off of team name,
yeah, just the name. Just the name.
I don't know the players. I don't know their abilities. I don't know their organizations.
Yeah.
Just looking at the roster, I'm going to have to say that my top 2 names are possibly a tie between the Liddy Committee and Hooligans.
Okay.
So those are my votes, Dave. What about you? What do you think?
I mean, I definitely like the Liddy Committee. They catch my eye. Something, TLC. I like that abbreviation. I like the pop star singer band or whatever you guys call it.
Don't go chasing waterfalls, right?
Don't go chasing waterfalls. Core 4, though. I mean, finishing 3rd place, they have my attention. And also, I might be mistaken, but Core 4, I think that might be a fitness water as well. So I don't know if they're sponsored or whatnot, but I see fitness water in the store, and I feel like it's called Core 4. So I'm not sure.
It might be. There might be a sponsorship there, but who knows? They've decided Core 4 has decided to take over Lipovka. Uncontested.
Sounds like a workout routine video. Core 4.
It does, yeah. It does.
Get ripped, get shredded.
Yeah, like a P90X type workout.
I actually tried that for a month. It works. I just gave up on it.
You never know if you don't try it, right?
So Pachinki, FlyQuest and Pachinki, all to themselves, all that sweet loot, almost center strat. Then we got Fadeaway 3, actually going to school, or not the whole squad, but they're pretty spread out. Fadeaway 3, pretty spread out.
Yeah, pretty spread out indeed, yeah.
Yeah, by himself. I mean, they're all by themselves, so this could be dangerous.
Yeah, it could be dangerous. There's so much land available on this specific circle that a lot of these teams are really going to have an easy time finding a compound if they opt for compounds that aren't, dead center circle, known to be those compounds that get locked down almost immediately. But we do have a crate on the map. It looks like Snakers might be heading towards it to try to find it. He is in the U.S. bolting straight at it. So let's go see what our boy Snakers 69 is going to take away for his squad.
What's in that crate?
All right, a Mark 14 again with a level 3 vest. So not as good of a crate as we looked at the last game, Dave, but still something that I'm sure he and the rest of the Hooligans, like we just talked about, great team name.
Get that crate out of here, though. Get that crate out of here. So much disrespect. No scope. Why give me a Mark 14 with no scope? I don't know. But I definitely like the level 3 armor. That's going to come in handy, obviously. But the Mark 14, I might just leave it. I might just leave it just to disrespect that crate because there's no scope.
Yeah, speaking of Hooligans, another teammate of theirs, pretty spread out from the rest of the squad there. Fuzzy Potato was taking some shots at T-Sen, who was rolling up the mountain to the north in the car. A few shots connecting, but they were able to escape with their lives, which is good for them. But yeah, Dave, I mean, this, we have a lot of shots.
Yeah, we got it's going down. Early fights, transition phase, feel like these squads are kind of just looking for that optimal spot. 50Q and friends take some shot across the way.
Yeah, not much happening right now. We're going to start to see, I mean, TLC, the Liddy crew, is just looting it up right now in the military base, fully uncontested. They're obviously going to need to transition soon, but finding a vehicle shouldn't be too hard for them. But the difficult part is going to come when they try to secure a compound pretty late in terms of compound securement goes. But we do see a lot of action and teams starting to pile up here just east of
the God Squad. It's about to go down here. We get some shots going off. People getting taken out left and right. Master, Nook taken out. Little Prodigy taken out. I mean, this is that split that we were talking about earlier. This is why it's so dangerous. I feel like there's only one more member left on Fadeaway 3. This Disciple. He might actually be able to get Little Prodigy up because Sharp Shot and friends, they actually have their eyes on Carbon. But Carbon's over there looking as well. So, this is dangerous. Meanwhile, Ghost Gaming center strat, once again, they're already in the center. They're ready to go. They got the loot. They're just going to be raining down bullets on everybody that passes by.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sort of interested to see, Dave, how this is going to play out because we have a 2v2 in the very immediate vicinity of these two squads right here. But then we also have the God Squad, who is just taking this hill just to the south of Rozhok. They have great defilade to work with. I think they're trying to see if they can get any shots out. They certainly hear these two teams fighting together. And Disciple is able to get a knockdown on Carbon XYZ. So Kaisuko, being the only teammate remaining for the Slime Squad, is going to try to see what he can do. Carbon being eventually taken out by a nade by fadeaway 3, and then Kaisuka goes down as well to another nade. So fadeaway 3 is just on it with their nades tonight.
Yeah, they're known for their Kobe's, but we said earlier in game 1 we named this little hill Death Valley, but I take it back. This has to be Death Valley. This particular area, I mean, it really is a Death Valley. It's all these squads. Look at this bull that these guys have. They're actually not going to stay in this because I feel like they know that the action is going down, and they saw a couple of knocks in the kill feed, so they're being aggressive because they want to play clean house and pretty much get the spoils of war, and they're doing so. They're taking them out left to right. Disciple 1v4 situation. He's on top of the hill, defending that hill with his life, but he's quickly getting wrapped around. He's about to check out real soon here. I mean, a 1v4, not looking good.
Yeah, it's a tough position. He's got great cover though. He's able to get a 2 knock on the Sharko W and Pistola time. Sharp Shot HD and Pat Caps flanking on the left and right, and Pat Caps able to finally get that kill onto Disciple, but not before Disciple was able to get these 2 downs, and that is going to be a tough loss for the God Squad this early. I mean, they're going to have to deal with now 2 players losing their life effectively very quickly if they get knocked again. But, at the end of the day, good securement by the God Squad. Not disappointed in how they played that. I think it was pretty good given what they had to work with.
Yeah, and throwing out this smoke, interesting, because I'm not sure if they were actually taking any shots there. So I don't know if they're just smoking it out, having a party after that victory. But let's see, on the other side of the map here, got a squad kind of just peeking around. This is corn shuckers, so they were looking over. Some people call that the Alamo, right? I feel like they might have an idea that somebody's in the Alamo, but the Alamo is so far from them that's the least of their worries, because directly to the south there's 4 squads. Next circle, or the circle, is actually pushing up now, so it's gonna be interesting to see where his next one exactly goes. I mean, do you have any predictions? Northwest, south? I mean, it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up.
Yeah, it definitely is a toss-up, Dave. My guess, given the crates,
I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, the crates have definitely dropped in the southern edge of this circle, so I would not be surprised to see this circle transition that way. Not a guaranteed prediction, but at the end of the day, that's what it is, a prediction. So we'll see if I am right.
Yeah, we'll see.
Who knows? We're gonna be looking at Check Six's team. MJO taking some shots, but securing the Dacia, trying to get it around there and get it out of town. It looks like he's very, very close to Monte Carbo over on Core 4, who was able to secure 3rd place in our first game of the night, Dave.
Yep. So I have no doubt from Core 4, even though MJO, he's shooting at somebody. I'm not sure if he's shooting at anybody in particular, but the next zone is up. So I want to say your Illuminati crate theory might not hold its own, at least in this case.
It's not proving to be foolproof at this point. But we do have some shots coming out from, I believe that is Void, who has secured the school. I think they saw a few line of sights on the squad of Ghost Gaming, who was riding down the hill, Dave.
Yeah, and the school still in the zone. Extremely good position to take up, but we're looking here. This transition, all these teams from the east, they're moving in slowly but surely. All these vehicles, it's about to pop off here. Swifty Q taking shots at Ghost Gaming as they're approaching the room. There's lots of little hills and divots there, so if they can get behind one of these, they'll be safe. But just the general transition, you're risking the fact of being blown up. And one thing to note is that a lot of these squads, they're not all in one vehicle. They have separate vehicles, so it kind of helps with that factor, so you don't all blow up in one vehicle.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's the safer play to have as many vehicles as possible if the vehicle strategy is essentially the strategy that you're going to employ. FlyQuest, who has been holding down Pachinki the entire game, pretty much uncontested, is now going to have to worry about the likes of T-Sin pushing in off the east side. So they're going to be, FlyQuest is holding down pretty much the west side of Pachinki on the same side of the road. But if you look over here to the north, we've got Bardave and the rest of his squad, Murderous Plush Toys, locking down this garage. So Pachinki could very well serve to be quite the death town with these 3 full 4-man squads alive.
Yeah, I mean, if you could make it into Pachinki and not take any shots, lose any members, find a compound, maybe even a 2 or 3 story. You can pretty much just hang out there, at least for this circle. But from my experience, late game, these major cities, I know they did an update a couple weeks ago, but these major cities, they're never really in these last circles. Like you're always forced to push out. So I'm actually looking at these squads that are out in the hills. I favor them. I favor them right now.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, you know, surprisingly late, Optic is finally transitioning. They've been in that Georgia Pool area for pretty much the entirety of the game, even outside of the original first circle. But they are going to have to do some quick movement to get across that river. But they're going to have a little bit of contest on that as Check 6 approaches just to the left flank. So we might see them start to collide here. Interesting route by Check 6. You know, they're going to be going across the bridge. Spots the mountain. Takes a lot of shots as that car flips over the mountain, able to escape, but with, you know, what sort of damage? It looks like their vehicle is essentially disabled as far as any pro team would want to take a smoking car.
Yeah, so it looks like, what are they doing now? It looks like they're splitting up.
And Optic playing really aggressive here, pushing up onto Check 6 right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's making this push. MJO, he knows where he's at. Let's see what's happening. They're out of the zone too, so taking this fight, I mean, it's crucial because you need to get into the zone, and they're kind of both kind of blocking each other from safely doing so. But I mean, they're being ticked out slowly but surely as this goes down.
Yeah, it's pretty tough here. I'm not sure exactly how long you want to sit here and wait. I mean, this isn't the first shrink, so they're definitely taking a lot more damage than just that initial blue zone would be putting out. But Microfry tries to retreat and gets taken down by Hetror, who was just waiting on top of that cliff for any sort of retreat to happen, and it did. Hetror connecting with his shots. So great job there by Optic. But with this circle shrinking, Dave, we're about to get a new circle, and there are a lot of teams densely packed in here.
Yeah, Pachinki is going off. School no longer in the zone. I mean, the pool area, just a sliver. The ruins, Sunken City. So Sunken City, currently, I want to say they're being occupied by corn shuckers, ruins, ghost gaming. So Pachinki, this is what we were talking about earlier. Houston, they're being forced to push up. They have to safe out this way. As FlyQuest, they're distracted. Fuzzy Potato and them driving by FlyQuest, trying to take as many shots as possible, not really connecting any of them. Fuzzy Potato and crew Snaker 69, they're safely in the zone. They're safe. They made it.
Yeah, they made it, but not without taking a lot of shots and eventually getting downed. Elected taking a shot, getting headshot by Comet, which will be a successful down for them. It looks like they're going to try to push, but the Hooligans have secured this pretty good building. It's got a lot of different sight lines on both the field as well as Pachinki proper. So, you know, not a bad position to be in. Elected was able to get revived and hopefully going to pop some meds here. But yeah, a lot of action erupting in Pachinki right now, Dave.
Yeah, and then, like, as we mentioned, we have that fight going on with FlyQuest and the Hooligans, and then we have Twisted Sin Esports. Looks like one of their guys actually going down. Lionheart, most pushed over there in the north. Are they going to be able to get the raise up on their buddy Bulba over here? iClue takes some shots from Bar Dave. This fight, it could go either way.
Yeah, it could definitely go either way. I mean, essentially right now what they have is they have really good cover on both sides. So any downs that you're able to get is essentially just going to be pressure at that point. You know, Bulba being down, Thiessen needs to do whatever they can to get that pressure out so that they can possibly get the res. But if, you know, Thiessen might decide that the res would be too risky, yeah, and there he goes. They go ahead and take the kill away from Bar Dave and the rest of his squad, you know, essentially denying them those kill points, knowing that Bulba was in a position not to get revived. But yeah, I mean, that's a decision that you have to make, and being able to make that decision and quickly rebound off of it is an important strategy slash skill to be obtained by these pro teams.
Yeah, for sure. And it's going to be I'm curious to see what squad is actually going to make it out of Pachinki alive. And if they do so, they're walking straight up to the God squad right to the north. So they're just going to be rained down upon. So I'm not so sure Pachinki is looking so strong as it was earlier. compared to God Squad's spot. And to the west, we see Four Core, Monte Carlo. They're making it and playing edge strat again. So I'm gonna pay attention to these guys, see if it works out for them again. And Optic, Hypocator, they're choosing to swim. They're gonna swim kind of. It seems like right into Sunken City, kind of pick up the tail end of this fight and possibly run into Horn Shuckers and Ghost Gaming. So it's gonna be interesting. Circle is closing in.
Yeah, circle closing in. Bardave taking some shots. I believe he's going to be popping some meds here, but he's been in an engagement with this Twisted Sin Esports team for quite a while now here in Pachinki. But if we look over on the south side of Pachinki, where FlyQuest and the Murderous Plush Toys, as well as the Hooligans, have taken cover. I mean, a lot of action packed in a very small place, Dave.
I mean, honestly, Bardave, I mean, he's got the 2-2 split going on right now. So they're covering both ends of Pachinki if you look at the map. And they're creating a choke point in a sense. Major NL, they're on the other side. They're choosing not to push yet because they're a hop skip away from the zone. So I predict they're going to wait it out, kind of see who moves first, kind of play a cat and mouse type of game. But yeah, these squads, there's 3 squads that are to the south of these guys. So it's going to be a bloodbath. And of course, as mentioned earlier, Pachinki finally out of the zone. So, whew.
Yeah, I mean, these squads are going to have to transition. It looks like Affinity as well as the God Squad have secured probably the 2 most advantageous compounds, but FlyQuest spotting Team Hooligans as they're trying to get away, as well as the Murderous Plush Toys. Hooligans is going to be taking a lot of shots right now.
Yeah, they're taking shots. They're actually wrapping around. They're still alive. They're going to have safe passage on their current route that they're moving into right now. We see FlyQuest also making the push, doing little peeks left and right.
Yeah, the Murderous Plush Toys, it looks like they've been able to spot out.
FlyQuest about to walk by right now. Look at this church. Crucial positioning. Looks like Blue, he might have an idea somebody is actually in the church. Yep, they're taking shots coming. Looks like they're wrapping around this church area, and they're pinpointing these guys down. Unfortunate for them. There's only 2 members in there, but they're definitely going to have some backup very shortly as Bardave. They actually have their own fight going on with T-Sin. So this is one of the disadvantages with the 2-2 split is if you get approached by 2 separate squads at the same time, you really can't help your fellow partner here. So you just have to do what's best. And it looks like these guys are using the church as cover to the best of their ability. FlyQuest, they know this, so they're just going to sneak past them and get into the zone. So now FlyQuest is actually going to have the upper hand as these guys are going to push through to the zone.
Yeah, definitely. FlyQuest moved into a very advantageous position given where the Murderous Plush Toys had decided to take cover in the church. Major NL going to be taking some shots and eventually getting down by something. Will Overjaw be able to outplay this and either get out of there or tank out FlyQuest? Major NL trying to get some information, crawling forward, trying to see if he can do anything to supply Overjaw with any sort of information he can use to get out of there. But Major NL eventually goes down. Something says, no more information for you, and takes him out of the game.
Yeah, this is that 2-2 split. Now Jar all by himself. And on the other side, Bardave from Murderous Plush Toys being taken out as well by T-Sin. So, you know, they're just spreading too far, too thin right now. T-Sin's rushing that compound right now. They're out the game. Overjar just going for placements, but he's going to walk into Snakers and Fuzzy Potato. So FlyQuest, they have an idea. Let's see. Yeah, this is the tail end of this fight. This is the T-Sin and 2-2 split. So we actually have one more member of the Murderous Plush Toys on the top floor. Zone's pushing in. These guys have to make some moves extremely quickly.
Yeah, definitely they do. You know, already being knocked and only 2 teammates remaining. T-Sin's trying to be very careful to avoid any sort of flank that Mr. Fuzzy HD can put out on him. Fuzzy gets completely caught out and taken out by T-Sin. So T-Sin wins the fight, but not before, you know, the Murderous Plush Toys were able to deplete some of their resources. We've got FlyQuest
taking out Overjor.
Yeah,
so they're out.
Yeah, finally taking out Overjor, and just depleting many of his players, but also spotting T-Sin over there and taking a lot of shots and getting it down on the big T.
God Squad still in the zone, but they're good. They're dandy. They're ready to go. There's still 3 squads. Yeah, T-Sin, the big T, he's taken down, but he'll be able to get the res. But that's not what I'm concerned about. FlyQuest, they have some information, or at least it seems like they have, as they're approaching over here. Fuzzy Potato and crew taking some shots left and right. Lost HD kind of playing support, getting the rest of T-Sin, taking them out as well. They're clearing out this south side to the best of their ability, and they're doing a great job at it, as they still have 4 members alive. So FlyQuest, they're just dominating this south side.
Yeah, FlyQuest has really been the referee of all these fights, ending up around the Pachinki area, raining down some shots on Hooligans right now, who is caught between a rock and a hard place. They have got, I believe that's Elusive Gaming on their left flank, and
yep,
FlyQuest on the right flank. So going to be very difficult for them to get out of this sort of hard structured crater that they've been able to develop in that area. But it looks like, it looks like Elusive's Fizzle is able to get a headshot onto Blue with the Car 98. So that's going to be rough for FlyQuest. They have to retreat and get that pickup on their teammate.
Elusive, as you just mentioned, they're getting extremely close to the Hooligans. They're taking Jarbar, taking out Snaker 69, headshot with the Car 98. They're returning fire. I feel like FlyQuest, they're just chilling at this point. They're letting that fight take place. We see one of the members taking a vehicle. They're preparing for the next fight, as Elusive actually taking out Hooligans. There goes Hooligans. And now FlyQuest just picking up the scraps over here, returning fire. I mean, this is only the fights in the south. There's so much going on. This circle is the death zone as it's moving in.
Yeah, exactly. And we have Team Affinity over here taking a lot of shots at Ghost Gaming as well as Core 4. And the team first, has the AUG and gets a knock on the Swifty Q. Monte Carlo gets a knock on the Jutsu as well. And a lot of action.
Yeah, this circle is definitely putting on the pressure, turning up the heat. But we see Ghost Gaming once again still in the zone, just taking shots at all these kind of late pushers, I want to call them. And Corn Chuckers, we got Corn Chuckers over there. We got the God Squad. They're close quarters to each other, but wow, right? I mean, I don't even know what's going to happen after this final push. All I know is that northwest corner, it's just stacked right now with teams.
Core 4's Monte Carlo just gets taken out. The remaining member for Optic gets taken out, as well as Ghost Gaming is taking some heat also.
Destroyed.
I mean, just a lot of damage going out. None of these teams are really escaping with any sort of no damage done, essentially. I mean, they're really having a tough time with this western edge of the circle. It has just been a cluster, and Think First 4 is going to be running over there. He spots out, he gets a knock on the Menthol, and a final kill on the dash, and taking out that squad. Think First is doing work with that AUG AUG.
Yeah, there you go. And that level 3 helmet, he's bandaging up. He's preparing for this next fight. But honestly, like you said, I mean, even Ghost Gaming, they're still alive, but they had a couple knocks. I mean, it's gonna come into play here as they do have to push. And Corn Chuckers right there in the zone, God Squad right there in the zone. So I don't know. I can't really say that any one particular squad exactly won that fight in the West. I mean, yes, Ghost is still alive, Check 6 still alive, but they're damaged. They're hurt. They're digging into their meds.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't think they have any idea that Check 6 is jacking off, is right behind them. I mean, he's playing this smart. I think he knows that there's multiple people there. Not worth it to try to contest, but he hears them maybe trying to leave. He's going to try to take some peeks and get some information and move out himself as the push starts to push.
It's still dangerous. I mean, just let them do the work, right? Kind of like we saw last game Major NL did with, I believe, Beta. So let's see if jacking off kind of just... Oh, he's actually taking shots, giving away his position. Profi getting taken down. McCoy extremely low. Jacking off, taken out. I don't know if that was the best play. I mean, Trigger Figure was definitely antsy there. But Elusive, they're behind FlyQuest. FlyQuest in the zone. So, I mean, we're right back to it. I mean, with this zone closing in, I feel like it's going to be a 4-squad standoff. We're going to have Ghost, Corn Chuckers, God Squad, and FlyQuest. Because right now, FlyQuest and everybody just taking out Elusive down there in the south, as I mentioned.
Yeah, definitely. We've got the God Squad in this compound that has proved to be very useful for them, given the circles that are coming out. Sharp Shot going to be looking down his sights with that suppressed Mini 14, taking a few shots on what he thought was a player, but no, it was a dead body. Looks like he knows some location information on Elusive. Going to be lining up some shots, hitting some body shots on the Fizzle, but ultimately taking him down, Dave.
Yeah, taking them out. So now we're down to 4 squads. FlyQuest, they only have 2 members. Ghost 4, Coin Chuckers 4, God Squad 4. So yeah, I mean, it really is going to come down to positioning in this circle, I guess. I mean, we got God Squad in the compound. That's obviously going to come into play. But let's see if they have to push out. Because if they have to push out here, it could be deadly for these guys. But yeah, Ghost Gaming getting taken out left and right.
Definitely. 4 teams remaining.
Ooh.
3 of those teams are 4-man squads, FlyQuest being the 1 squad with 2 players left only. But most of these squads, even if they have 4 players remaining, they are not in great shape. They are certainly depleted on any types of meds and have been knocked multiple times. But we do see a lot of shots coming out as FlyQuest is the only safe team for this next zone.
Yeah, I mean, they're in it. I believe they have a little bit of cover, but it looks like there's a 3-way kind of sandwich going on. Once again, Ghost Gaming taking shots left and right at the Corn Chuckers because they've been in this engagement for at least a minute now. And the God Squad, they want to clean up their area. So they're going to go, it looks like they're being a little aggressive, right? And kind of pushing towards the Corn Chuckers because they are next to the zone, but they don't want to be flanked from behind by the Corn Chuckers. So it's do or die.
Yeah, definitely do or die here. I think God Squad has a pretty good idea on where all of these squads remaining lie. Hadcap's going to be taking a peek and getting shot. FlyQuest, though, Blue getting a knock on the Define Legit, and then Elusive getting a knock on the Hadcaps with the nades. They're getting hit from both angles by FlyQuest and by a lot of damage on a Sharp Shot.
Yeah, I mean, this compound coming into play still. These guys just taking them out left and right, clearing out that area like we just mentioned. So now we know it's clear. It's ready to go. They have maybe enough time to get that loot. The circle is moving in, so they got to be extremely quick. They might even opt into just going for the zone. But FlyQuest, still 2 members. I mean, their positioning it's definitely giving away as this vehicle is just smoking and firing away. But look at that rock. I mean, that rock is just... wow, I'm loving that rock.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean,
the cover.
What a great position for FlyQuest to be in right now. They have amazing cover, pretty much not 360, but enough of an angle to pretty much cover any shots from the left and from the right. But it looks like, yeah, the play zone took out the remaining members of Ghost Gaming, so they're going to be our 3rd place team for the second match. FlyQuest now realizing that, aims down on the God Squad to the right. Pistola Time putting out some shots and knocking down Comet, leaving 1 player left for FlyQuest.
I mean, Sharp Shotted, being extremely aggressive there. I feel like these guys, I guess they knew it. I guess they knew they had it in the bag. I mean, I was going to question it just for a second. But, I mean, playing the numbers game, if you throw enough bodies at them, you're bound to get a hit here or there. And that's exactly what happened. So, God Squad taking 1st place there.
Yeah, God Squad taking 1st place. FlyQuest coming in with that 2nd place finish. Pretty good considering they only had 2 players remaining. Had great cover as well. And then we have Ghost Gaming coming in with that 3rd place finish. So overall, a very, very fun second game. I think it had a lot of action towards the mid and late game, which was exciting because, I mean, these teams were essentially packed into such a dense area on that western side, Dave, that it just provided some great gunplay.
Yeah, and something interesting, at least to me, is at least game 1 and game 2, the 1st place squads, high kill counts. So they're obviously doing something right. They're feeling it. Their calls going extremely great for them, and just being able to wrap up these kills because each kill is worth 7 points. So those are definitely going to add up here at the end of the night and at the end of the season for sure.
Yeah, each kill certainly weighs a lot on these final point totals. And yeah, that's a really good thing to point out, Dave, that these 1st place teams are coming in hot with a lot of kills. So they're not just taking away these 1st place points, but they're also bolstering that lead or that gap closer with these kill points. And so it's been kind of great to see how it's shifted the meta over time as these tournaments have decided to opt for more kill points. But yeah, Dave, with that, I think we're going to go ahead and throw it over the intermission while these points get totaled. Get ready for game 3.
All right.